Hello, sweethearts. Hello, everyone. Hello, dearests. Today is Thursday, 20th of July. Beautiful summer day. Well, not hot, not cold. Yeah. And today in English, me, Victoria Vlasova, and DELUXE Private School, together with you, we are going to talk about very controversial topic. Rather controversial topic because it's the reality probably of our present times, and today we are speaking about your profession, dear friends, about my profession, dear friends. If you have questions, or while we are having live stream, you have any kind of questions about my profession, or some questions controversial, might be so close in the profession, you're welcome. I'm ready to share with you some of my secrets, professional secrets on the topic profession. Either it is your mission or it is your duty. So join us, everyone who speaks English, everyone who studies English. I do believe that this live stream from Kiev, from DELUXE Private School, is going to be rather interesting for you, as for me. So, concerning the topic profession, mission or duty, before we start some kinds of negotiations, some kinds of questions, of discussions, I do believe that those who understand English and those who have a kind of education, I'm not speaking about just high education, but high education, of course, it should be concerned because exactly higher education gives us a kind of profession. If we speak about diploma or certified diplomatic stuff, well, so it's a kind of profession that gives us the high educational establishment. Of course, in your commentaries, good morning everyone, Sergey, Oleg, Anton, David and Valid. Today we are speaking about professions, and of course you might write me in your commentaries about your profession. Yes, your diploma according to diploma profession, or some other certifications or certificates that you have. And of course, tell me either this diploma and this profession is a kind of necessity and a kind of thing that influences directly for your nowadays activity, your nowadays professional activity. Well, thank you, Dasha. Dasha brought me a cup of coffee, and I do believe that you, my dear friends, are going to share with me my traditional cup of coffee. Here I have, here you go. And I do believe that this beverage, this hot beverage, will give me today also a little bit of touch of energy. Yeah, and we are continuing. We are talking about profession, about diploma, and actually influence of a diploma, of your profession to your life. Before and while I'm waiting for your commentaries, if you would like to share your personal ideas and your life experience, your professional experience together with me and together with our followers, our readers, I will start probably. By the way, it's a very interesting thing that while my professional activity during my classes that I'm having with my students, I'm always receiving a question about, have you ever wanted, was it your desire, and has it been your desire to be a teacher and to have your profession as you have? Either it is your mission or duty. How have you come to it? And concerning all these questions about my profession, about being a teacher, my answer for my students is always that I have been eager and I have had a strong desire to be a teacher all my life. So I think that I'm a happy person because I'm never tired, while teaching, while making my training activities, my coaching activities with my students, with everyone who needs language and linguistic services. Of course, I'm a happy one, and I consider my profession to be my mission, my global mission, and I'm very happy for it. I do not, and I have never wanted to consider teaching like duty. Of course, speaking about teachers, there are teachers and there are students, moreover, who have the experience in universities, in linguistic universities, in philological universities, if we are taking into account the teaching profession, yeah, who just are making their duties, who just need to have a diploma and probably to become like specialist, diploma specialist, certified specialist in the sphere. Actually, it might not concern only the teaching position, yeah, it may highly concern any other specification and any other profession. If you know, write me in your commentaries about your life and professional experience. It would be nice to discuss together with you. Well, concerning profession of teaching, my profession, yeah, I'm sharing with you today some hidden, some private, personal, professional information about me, and I do believe that you can put me questions, of course, no doubt. I will try to answer them as honestly as I can in order to share this professional experience and in order to share this topic that is hot for today, profession, either your mission or duty. Well, and I have been talking that for me, my profession is my mission. Never have felt it like a duty, and I do believe that I will never feel it as a duty. And concerning the quality of professional activity, of my professional activity, concerning the quality of my realization as a professional specialist, yeah, and of course diplomatic and of course certified. For me, it's a big happiness, and for me, it's a big proud to understand and to realize that the mission, my professional mission of teaching, is my profession. Well, it's, I don't know, I can't say that it happens rather often in our society. I speak about Ukraine, about Ukrainian society, or it happens rather seldom, rarely, when people feel, that their profession is their mission. I have not made a kind of statistics, I have not counted some, I have not made any kind of polls. But I do believe that, of course, in Ukraine, in my native city, in the capital of Ukraine, Kiev, there are people to be their mission. And of course, if those who listen to me, if those who are on live stream with us, if you, dear followers and listeners, have your experience in profession, that a profession has become your mission, please, if you want to write any kind of commentaries, write. If not, just put plus that your profession in your commentaries, that your profession has become your mission. Those who have such experience, you're welcome. I'm waiting for your feedbacks, or at least I'm waiting for some comments in order to have like a small poll, like a small polling today while this live stream that highly concerns profession, mission, or duty. Well, so I do believe that I have opened a little bit the curtain concerning my professional ideology, my professional missioning rather than duty. Well, and now I just want to remember and to remind one story and to tell you actually, dear listeners, about this story. The story concerns one person. Well, actually, this story can be rather objective than subjective. I do believe that many of you have had such kind of experience when you were told by your parents, I don't know, by your friends, by your relatives, whoever whom you have had close touch and close contact with, that they were just like pressing on you and pushing you, either morally, I don't know, psychologically, whatever kind of. And concerning these pushes for your future determination and your future selection of profession, I don't know. I don't know, because I have not had such kind of experience of pushing to me. Yeah, I had just a path, professional path, and I had been having it for a long time before I entered the university, Kyiv National Linguistic University, and before I had this experience and I started to realize myself professionally. But talking about this story that I remember, it's a personality who told me that the relatives pushed much on her, and it was concluded, it was provoked by that she entered the university not probably on her real will, because real will, or how we say mission, or how we can say a call for something, yeah, it's very important. She considered her education, her higher education, mostly to be like her duty, definitely her duty, and it concluded that nowadays she has a diploma. Of course, she's a diplomatic staff, she's working in this specialty sometimes, but she has a kind of a hole in her willings, in her desires, real desires that she has had, and nowadays she's thinking about changing, not specialty, because specialty definitely you cannot change. Specialty in your profession, I mean, according to diploma, it will always be with you. Of course, there are both sides, advantageable or disadvantageable. It's for you to decide, of course, because we never know what happens with us tomorrow, what happens with us in a year, in 5 years. Of course, diploma is very important. But regarding mission or duty, I believe, and I'm highly concerned, that if you have a mission for something, it will evoke in you, it will evoke one day, 1 minute, I don't know, 1 second, and you will realize exactly what you wish, what you want, what is your mission, regardless whatever diploma, whatever certificates you might have. Well, because mission is something that is very evocative, that is very, I should say even that it's on a gene level, it's something that is genetic, probably, it might be, well, I do believe, and somehow I always believe that people who born, they definitely have their talents and professional talents that should be opened in future. We don't know when. Sometimes even from the childhood, from the kidshood, people or children, they understand whom they want to be, what profession to do. Sometimes the parents might see a kind of talents, a kind of charismatic talents, some missions that the children are suitable for, and that the last ones, they are open in future, and they are open mostly, whatever. Well, but of course we can't say that only from childhood. It also can happen in teenaging, but it also can happen in the age of 40. I have yesterday I was speaking with one man. It's male, because just examples that I provided there were female rather. Speaking about male, it's a very interesting comments that I've heard from this man. He told a story that concerning his profession, of course, and concerning his profession, I should say, but Also, I will touch this topic a little bit later, concerning traditional choosing of profession and traditional for Soviet Union, yeah, and traditional for post-Soviet countries, that it was not so easy to have a segment of professions and to have actually the spheres and the classifications of professions of specialities as we have now. Yeah, we all know the Soviet also situation and post-Soviet situation in the qualification and on the laboring market, yeah, that there were no so much kinds of sub-professions, of professions. We didn't have even managers as a kind of nowadays professional skills. We didn't have much more professions that we have now. And coming back to this personality, the experience of whom I'm talking about, it's very interesting that he was always pushed in Soviet times by his parents. He had been pushed while he was a pupil, and when he entered the university, it just was a desire of his parents, yeah. And I do believe that those of you who speak English and who joined me now, our live stream, tell me in your commentaries about your professional experience that you had. Either you were pushed by your parents or by relatives, not exactly parents, by grandparents, it depends, but someone who influenced on your selection, on your choice, on your professional choice. Well, this personality, he graduated university, he was an A mark student, he was an excellent student. Of course, everything was okay. Well, but he told me that his desire was not exactly to become an accountant, yeah, as he had a financial education. But he always wanted to have like technical servicing, automobile vehicles. He wanted to work on the station, yeah, with cars, engineering. And it's really strange, but having received the skills of finances, well, actually it's rather big skills, rather professional skills, and this personality is highly accredited as a financial specialist and finances even, and he hadn't had any experience in engineering, in vehicling, in dealing with the technical details of vehicles, whatever. But it's very strange that in his early 40s, imagine, now he's in his, I think, late 40s or even early 50s, yeah, but he restarted his professional life, he restarted his qualifications, and he started to work professionally. That always had been his dream. And imagine nowadays, he didn't have any special skills, yeah, any special, professional skills for engineering, but he told me that the moment he started to deal with it, the moment he started to cooperate, to manage this sphere, engineering sphere, it's like a miracle. But he told me that it was a kind of skill that he had always had. Imagine, no education, no diplomas, nothing. He became later, of course, a director of small technical station. Nowadays he has like a chain of them. Well, and I think that this is the real example, this is the real figure, personality, and I do believe that there is not a single one personality like him, yeah, who proved, yeah, that there is no profession to be obtained. Of course it should be, but not only skills that you take and that you follow from high educational establishments, from technical schools, whatever, the influence upon your mission of all your life and upon your skills that I previously told, that are probably genetically or were genetically input in your personality, in your brains, yeah, and in everything that now can have the influence on your profession, on your specialty, and actually on the professional output that you're making for. Okay, so I have already provided some of the examples for those who have joined us, because we are having live stream not only from one page. I remind you that we have live streams from Facebook private page Victoria Vlasova, Facebook DELUXE Private School, and of course Instagram. And I do believe that those who listen to me listen to each other, read each other at least, because there are no functions of Facebook right now in order to have feedback and callback and some voices feedbacks. Yeah, today we are talking about profession. Either the profession, nowadays profession of yours is your mission, or it is your duty, or it's your duty. Please, I would ask you to write in your commentaries if you have a profession like your duty or a profession like your mission. I know that those who listen to me now, I know your stories, people. Some of you told me, you shared with me, and there are much of you who have nowadays profession, who are happy, who have the profession as your mission. You have always dreamt about it, as me. I was telling it from the beginning, but of course I also know that some of you have the profession like a duty nowadays, like a duty. If you want and if you can, please share a little bit about your life experience. You can write me as usual to private messages, because after live streams I'm receiving much of your questions, many of, actually not much, many of, not so much as I wished. Yeah, that's why if you just want to be seen, if you have profession like a mission, you can write plus to the commentary. If you have profession like duty, write minus to commentaries. In this way I will see that you are listening to me, and that the topic, today's topic, profession, mission or duty, is hot for you and makes a kind of interest for you. For me it will be very pleasant to read and to understand, and to make a kind of polling statistics, probably. Yeah, polling statistics concerning mission or duty. I don't know about experience in European countries. I can only share with you experience of France, because France is the country that I visit rather often because of my business, because of my partnership cooperation, partnership linguistic and teaching cooperation in France. I think that people understand more deeply, more in profound way whom they want to be. Probably it's because of education. If we regard the question of education, I mean not high, I mean a kind of education starting even from elementary school, or starting probably from secondary school. I think that in Europe, in France, the teachers, and actually the philologists, teachers, trainers, people who deal with the pedagogics and with the psychology, they highly open the potential, and they highly open the probably the genetic even ability of children, and later of teenagers, to have narrow skills, and to have narrow attachments, probably professional attachments to future profession. And teachers in France, they try to open these exactly skills, these professional skills in these children, in these kids, if we speak about elementary school, and it influences and it opens these children and teenagers in the latest years, in the adults years mostly, and starting from 16 or 17 years old, or even from 15, 14, 13, teenagers in Europe, they already understand what profession to choose, what skill, according to skills that they have. And regarding our educational system, I don't know about Ms. Grinavich nowadays, either she's making a kind of this educational, this professional mission approach in schools. I would rather be involved in any kinds of projects if they are in Ukraine, probably. If they are not, we should have them in Ukraine and Kiev, because to my deep concern, it highly influences upon self-determination and self-understanding of the personality of teenager, of child, of whatever, students to be, what profession to choose, what skills they have. Because it's true that the polemics nowadays is that in Ukraine, in Kiev, it's just my personal subjective supervision. I do not say that it's a matter of fact, but according to my supervision, nowadays young people, youth, they do not think about what mission to choose, what they want, what the skills they have, but they try to choose the profession that gives money, much money. People think in Ukraine about, young people think in Ukraine just about what profit this profession will give. And one more time, I do not constant that it's their own choice. It's mostly the choice that is given by their families, by social clusters and social influence that we have nowadays in Ukraine and Kiev. Of course, many factors influence upon the choice of young people that we have in Ukraine. The same it is in European countries, but in European countries, as I have already told, there is like preparation, psychological even preparation that starts from the very early age. And I do believe that in Ukraine, I'm ready to help for our governors and for our political figures, educational figures from ministry, to make some kind of reforms that will positively influence on the psychology, on young psychology of our students, of people who want to develop themselves in a profession in Ukraine, or probably even not in Ukraine, because nowadays there are much more opportunities to have international experience, to have a broad experience, and why not? I do believe that sharing the experience and professional also highly depends on qualification, on image of not only personality, but on the society that this personality makes and forms. Dear listeners, dear my students and people who were interested in today's live stream, together with me, Victoria Vlasova and DELUXE Private School. Today we talked about profession, either it is your mission or duty. I tried to open for you some spheres and some levels, yes, that might influence on choosing the profession for you. I try to share with you honestly my personal professional experience. I told you that my profession, teaching, is my mission. Of course, it's not my duty. That's why I'm working non-stop. I'm teaching non-stop. And when people ask me, do you need a rest? I'm asking them, I'm re-asking them, the rest for what? While I'm teaching, I'm actually performing my mission, and I can't be tired at all. And I do wish you, my sweetest, my dearest, to have today a beautiful day, to understand your ideas, to understand your plans, to understand your mission. Be happy while realizing your missions, and always stay cool. Thank you very much that you stayed with me in live stream. See you next week, and perfect day for you from us. Bye bye, see you.